The Menlo Knights take to the road to take on Justin Siena, and we've got it for you here on CCSA. Alongside Ray Calcano, I'm Casey McGuire, and Menlo brings a 1-1 record on the road against the Braves, Ray, and they had an impressive victory last week against Carmel. And as the season progresses, all you hope to do is keep moving forward until you get to league play, and they'll try and do that against the Braves today.
They will, and Casey, this is about a 2-hour trip by Menlo up here to Napa, and so we'll see if the effects of a long drive have how things shape up in this game. I'd like to talk a little bit about Justin Siena's offense, if I can, because we know last year that it was a very high-scoring affair. Menlo won that one, but both teams moved the ball up and down the field, and that's because they're contrasting types of offense. Menlo obviously is going to pass the ball. Justin Siena runs an offense called the veer triple option. And if we have time, we'll tell you a little bit about it. And as we see it, we'll point it out. But what it means is that they have an option to give it to the dive back, the first back through. That's the first part of the option. Second is the quarterback maybe keeping it. We'll call that option part 2. And then pitching to the trailing back. So it's different than the options that Menlo has seen in the past and different than the option that Menlo runs.
A very pleasant evening here in Napa as the ball is in the air, and Jordan Williams brings it up to the 30-yard line where the Knights will start 1st and 10.
Well, they start off with a pretty good field position because, Jordan gets the ball about behind the 15-yard line and runs it back about 17 or 18 yards here. And Menlo will go ahead and have their traditional either shotgun or off the tee with 2 wide receivers, and they motion to 3.
Stasny in motion to the near side. Correction, that was Tim Benton in motion, and it's Tim in stride past the 50-yard line, and just like that, the Menlo Knights have the lead.
Well, I hope people are in their seats because that first offensive play, Tim catches it, gets it right on the fingertips, makes the play. They miss a tackle, and he is off to the races. There's no one else there.
Almost a block in the back. The official actually reached for his flag initially, but didn't pull it. So.
Well, we've mentioned this before, and when the ball, as a blocker, when the ball is past you, you rarely want to block because it can be called, either a block, illegal blocking, or unnecessary. So not a smart thing to do. Balls past you, don't block.
7-point lead as Kamyar Butt puts the extra point through the uprights, and Menlo, as you mentioned, Ray, hopefully you got here on time because they've got a 7-0 lead about 20 seconds into this game.
You don't see that each and every game usually, so
no.
But a good start. So let's see if they could kick the ball in the end zone. No, it's going to be a short kick.
And it bounces at the 5 or at the 15. Unfortunately, it bounced right into the hands of the Justin Siena receiver. A ball usually doesn't bounce that true, but he played the hop, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Braves.
Well, and as we've mentioned on other broadcasts, once the ball goes 10 yards, it's either team can receive it. So you need to be alert on any kickoff. If it goes 10 yards, it can be either team's possession.
1st and 10 here for the Braves, and on first down, quarterback's going to keep it around the outside. Now cuts against the grain, and an impressive run on first down.
And this, I'm sorry, but this was not the triple option. This was just a double option because we have one back in the backfield. Normally there's what you call split backs, 2 backs, and they're not behind the quarterback. They're right and left. They're usually over the guards. There's the traditional triple op. Okay.
And penalty flag comes in.
But that was a nice run, and so Marcus Armstrong Brown made that first run, and now what was a 2nd and short becomes what was a first down will become 1st and 15 now. Now this is what they call the fly.
Around the outside, flag down. Not much room there. We'll again wait the marker. So back-to-back penalty flags on the first 2 possessions for Justin Siena.
I think this one is going to be, okay, it's against Justin Siena for hold, and because it was a negative yardage play, and also because you would only go half the distance, I think they're going to decline this penalty. So what was 1st and 10 and a very nice first down play for Justin Siena now puts him about 2nd and long. Second about 20.
Handed off on that second down play. Now it's 3rd and long.
And that was not the triple option. That was what they call the lead. The first back came through, and the second back gets the ball. So we haven't seen the true triple option just yet.
Nathan Rosenblum, the tackle on that play.
Shotgun.
So they'll throw it here, and it's almost intercepted right through the hands of Chris Zeisler.
Well, he's that's an underneath coverage man, and a linebacker gets in the way, and Chris tips the ball, but did not go ahead and make the play, and often on a tip pass, the high snap.
Trouble here, but he gets some sort of kick away,
right.
So it could have been worse. Still not great, though, for the Braves, and Menlo will have excellent field position on their second possession of the game.
Right. So a high snap, and as you said, does a nice job of controlling the ball and then kicking it, because on 4th down, if you don't make the necessary yards, it's going to be a turnover on downs. So things after their first play did not go well for Justin Siena, and Menlo has a very short field to work with.
Benton in motion to the near side. Wickers will roll out to the near side, and they'll throw it just behind Bo Nichols.
Well, that's the back out of the backfield. He slips by the defensive end, and that's a rollout right, and then they're going to go ahead and try to hit Bo for the into the flat for a positive gain, but not successful on that play.
Back him up 5, 2nd and 15. Anderson in motion, and he'll look right, throw right, incomplete.
Well, that was man coverage, and I think that what they see here is they're looking for the one-on-one coverage, and that was very similar to the pass that they hit for the touchdown. Man going to the post, and they were unsuccessful on that one.
Wickers roll out, pressure coming again, lots of pressure. Throws against the grain, and it's incomplete. Intended for Nichols again, and it'll bring up 4th and 15, so good defense by the Braves.
But a little bit lucky on this pass. Now, as you mentioned, he's rolling to the right. He gets seemingly by the contained man, and then throws a little bit across the body. And you have to be careful on those types of passes, because if they're intercepted, it's going to be a possible 6 points the other way. So 4th down.
Menlo will punt on 4th and 15. It's a low snap, but the punt is away, and it's a good-looking kick. Bounces at the 10, takes a bit of a Justin Siena bounce, but Menlo will down it at the 15.
Now, great play here, because when it's a low snap, you don't want to go down and touch the ball with your knee down. If you do, kind of like catching it like a catcher or something. If you're down, you're down. So nice play by the Menlo punter.
1st and 10 for Marcus Armstrong Brown at quarterback, and he hands it off.
And this is what's called the outside veer. They run it a little bit wider, and they option the end. If the end comes to take the quarterback, as he did, you give the ball to the dive back. So a very nice looking play, and almost a 1st down, so second and short.
Armstrong Brown to throw. Incomplete. Menlo was pretty there with tight coverage.
They're out of that option formation. When you have one back in the backfield, it can only be a double option, 2 parts to it. And they're out of it again. There's a single back in the backfield.
3rd and a yard, and I don't know. That's going to be close.
Well, it is. They gave it to the dive back, and that's what his key said, give it to the back. And Menlo was stacked in the line there and ready to make the play. They also had the quarterback covered. So nice play, but we'll see what the spot is.
They did give it to him. You see in the scoreboard in the background, 1st and 10. One thing as an option quarterback, Ray, that we've mentioned in years past, you also have to be tough, because you're going to get hit even when you don't have the ball in this situation. And if you're doing your job correctly, you should be getting hit more often than not.
Well, it's tough for the cameraman as well, because, you're not sure who has the ball sometimes, just like that play. See?
Yeah, here's Armstrong Brown to the outside, and he picks up a 1st down. So a lot like their offense would suggest, they like to methodically move it downfield, picking up 5-6 yards at a time, and they're doing that here so far on this drive.
And what it forces the defense to do is play very disciplined football. You need to cover each part of that option. And as you mentioned, they'll get the quarterback that way sometimes. So this was kind of a power play. It's a different formation in tight here. It's got a wing back and 2 tight ends. And that was not an option. That was just a lead play. So pretty good defense by Menlo. They're bunched in there and attacking.
Second down and 8.
Similar formation.
Hand it off. Good defense that time again by Menlo.
Well, that's a little counter, and you'll see that one back go one way, the other back go the other, and it's a little counter, and they pull that guard and tackle actually in this case, and try to lead up the hole. But again, good pursuit and good defense by Menlo. So brings up a third and about 6.
Tupou, they stopped that time for the Menlo Knights in his linebacker position. A little bit of confusion there as Armstrong Brown is going to keep it himself. He picks up 3 on the play.
But I don't think that's going to be enough for the first down, and that was the double option since they only had one back in the backfield. He either gives that back or he keeps, and he kept that one. So wisely, I think they're going to go ahead and punt.
4th and 2. Great pressure there for Menlo as they got it away, however, and it's taken by Benton at the 15, and he's taken down. Good coverage on that play for the Braves as Davis Foley got down there to trip him up.
Well, Tim makes a nice over-the-shoulder catch and almost gets off to the races here. Nice tackle because he had the corner. It looked like he was maybe going to make additional yardage. So Menlo has it, about 80 yards away now.
Bo Nichols' first carry of the game is for about a yard as he was hit quickly.
Now that's a straight-ahead play. Sometimes they'll run a little trap or they'll run a draw to Bo, but that was just kind of the straight-ahead dive play and very little yardage.
Great tackle that time by Brandon Weaver as that one is complete to the near side. Flag comes flying in. Jordan Williams turns the corner. We'll await the markers.
Well, we're talking about Jordan Williams in this case. He just goes right out into the flat. He's the inside receiver, and they're looking for him on a quick out pattern, and they go ahead and deliver the ball right off the bat, but it's going to go for naught because they made a mistake here, a penalty. You can see Jordan on this right out into the flat, and he's the inside receiver of the 3 on the right-hand side.
So that backs Menlo way up, and it's 2nd down and long.
Up. So I think a timeout here. Timeout Menlo. So now instead of that first down play, Casey, they're backed up near their own goal. So let's see if they can go ahead and make that first down or more on this. And they're going for more.
Pass down the middle of the field, and that is incomplete.
And I tend to think there was a mistake in the routes because we have 2 offensive men right in going for the ball, which obviously brings more defensive players. So that had very little chance of success, I think.
So Menlo now deep in their own territory will be forced to punt from their own end zone.
Justin Siena should get very good field position unless they
that might have hit the Justin Siena player. At least some of the Menlo players think so.
Well,
they're not going to give it to him. It'll be on the 35.
Well, we couldn't see it, but as you mentioned, it was very close. Now, even if you're blocked into it, it doesn't matter. You normally have a call, like short punt, some type of thing that you would spread out or get away from the ball. But we'll see. No. So it's Justin's ball. They've got excellent field position here at the 35.
1st and 10. Hand it off on the dive. Not much there, but it picked up 4 actually after initial contact. So.
Well, again, this is what Justin Siena wants to do. They want to kind of grind it out, move the ball down the field 3, 5, 6 yards at a time, and that's their offense. So contrasting to Menlo's, where Menlo's going to pass for lots of yardage or probably pass for a lot of yardage.
Time winding down here in the first quarter. Menlo out in front as they got a touchdown pass to Tim Benton 20 seconds into the game.
Whoa,
oh, my goodness.
Yep. Well, that was a hard count. It looked like it. And I think that Menlo jumped. They were stacked and ready to go ahead and stop that short yardage play. It's 3rd and short. So they're offsides, and you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to run it.
1st and 10 now, and quarterback's going to keep it himself as Armstrong Brown to the 16-yard line.
Well, nice play there, and that's the second part of the option.